Welcome to Soundscape Crusaders,
a music discovery podcast where we pair music with meaning.
Join co-hosts
Nate
and Levi on this journey
as we dive deep and examine one song an episode,
discuss what we love about it,
and then pair it with something that emotionally
and tonally
coincides with the song.
Hallucinate by Dua Lipa.
What were you saying?
I get stuck. What was I saying? Oh, okay. So like, for example, certain people, when I met them, were a certain age, and so I will forever think of them as being that age. And so anyway, what I'm trying to say is with music too, top 40, I will forever have, there's a certain period of my life where I like paid the most. In high school, you can't escape from what top 40 is.
Right.
Whereas I can go, I don't even know what top 40 is anymore.
That's a very good point.
So I'll always think it's Katy Perry, Lady Gaga.
Right.
Yeah. Early 2010s, like late aughts.
It's like high school, early college for us would be the best time frame, I guess.
Dua Lipa's top 40, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, she has like that, I don't know, it's like a female pop singer. Usually I just equate that to top 40.
I mean, I feel like everybody talks about her.
Which is like unfair. That's unfair. I feel like I'm generalizing right now. I think that's really unfair. But like, I guess like growing, like going back to like the top 40 craze, like the only reason I knew about a lot of those bands is because like that's what my brother listened to. It's like all he listened to. He didn't really branch out much from that. So like that's what I equate top 40 as, just because it's popular enough.
That's fair. And I guess since you're not at home anymore, you probably aren't exposed to that as much. Whereas like the same for me, it's top 40 was usually growing up the stuff that annoyed me because I was cool. And I was like, I listen to good music. I don't listen to top 40.
It's like 3 Days Grace.
You joke, but I did listen to them.
No, I did too, man. I'm not proud of it, but I did.
Yeah, neither am I.
It's pretty cringy. I did it once. Because I'm kind of on like well, I guess 3 Days Grace wasn't like the same era, but like that kind of emo, that early aughts emo phase. So I've been listening kind of like some MCR, The Used, A Day to Remember, stuff like that recently.
A Day to Remember.
Yeah,
shit.
dude. Yeah. And a lot of those guys, I think, aged honestly kind of well.
Yeah.
I don't know why 3 Days Grace didn't. I don't know why. I think it's kind of like that new metal sound. Didn't really age well.
Honestly, for me, it's the state of mind. I have no other way to describe it other than it's the state of mind that I was in when I was really into them.
You were very angsty, weren't you?
Angsty,
yeah.
You're have a bunch of hormones and shit. You're a kid and you're just like you're getting into girls and you're experiencing your first rejections and shit, or, whatever it may be. Like sports is super serious, like when you're competing, and so I just like when I think of 3 Days Grace, I think of being angry and in like sitting in the smelly locker room.
That's a really good point, but like it just begs the question, like why didn't they age well? Because like when my angsty years, quote unquote, I was listening to like Nevermind by Nirvana and like 10 by Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains. I was listening to all that kind of grungy stuff, and that's just as angsty, you know?
Would you say the lyrics are more...
I think the lyrics to me are like super cringy. It's the same reason why I never liked Linkin Park. I think the lyrics are very cringy. I know that's like blasphemous to say. It was one of those bands, even during like my angsty years, I was like, I can't get behind this. I don't know why.
Oh, I loved him. It.
I was the odd man out in like middle school and stuff. I couldn't do it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I would put Linkin Park kind of in that same category where I don't think I could listen to it just because I don't think I could relate to it anymore, maybe. But the thing that
I respect the hell out of them. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
yeah.
Respect the hell out of them. It just wasn't for me.
And I think for me, if I can't relate to the music, I want the lyrics to at least be poetic or just a bop.
It's just weird. It's weird to think about how like some age is better than others. Like, I think The Black Parade is like quintessential rock opera. I think it's in the upper echelon of rock operas. But then like how does something like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something that like, what else was in like the 3 Days Grace? Because I don't want to keep using them as an example. But what was like in the same camp as them? Flyleaf? Like,
oh, yeah.
I don't know who else.
I would probably put Linkin Park kind of in there, even though
they're a little bit before.
Linkin Park more. They were before, and they were more. They had carved out their own kind of thing. Like it's several genres, and yeah. Whereas 3 Days Grace is just like, I don't know, rock.
Just shitting on 3 Days Grace right now.
Hey, you know what? I'll defend a band that gets made fun of a little bit. Creed. Everyone loves to make fun of Creed, right? Like that's a meme.
Right, it's like Nickelback.
I do. It's fun. Yeah, same with Nickelback. Or I would say it's more true with Creed, but I guarantee you everyone knows the words to a Creed song.
This is my friend Levi who listens to Creed.
Probably.
You start playing a Creed song, people are gonna get excited and start doing the Scott Stapp voice. Like even if it's in jest, that's kind of a cool thing that music can do.
Yeah. No, that's like, you know, goes to like what you said, like if the music if you vibe with the music or if you vibe with the lyrics, that's kind of how I try to relate to music as well. Like if the lyrics speak to me in a certain way, then like I'm in. But if the lyrics don't, the music had better be good enough and interesting enough. Otherwise, I'm just not going to commit.
Yeah. Yeah, there has to be something to ponder on. I'm not going to say, like, if I don't relate to music, I can't enjoy it.
Right.
Because that's not true. But I think at least, like, some of the elements have to be something that you enjoy. So, like, going back to that same example, angry rock, hard rock, whatever.
Like the post-grunge.
I listen to some of that still, but just but they have the sound or the lyrics or something's interesting about it still, I guess. And maybe it's because I listened to so much 3 Days Grace as a prepubescent.
Well, what I was kind of like, I was going to loop back. Like, okay, so... Yeah, like Seether, Breaking Benjamin. Yeah, that's bands like 3 Days Grace. I don't know. I wouldn't say some of them aged well at all either. I don't know why.
Breaking Benjamin, man.
Yeah, dude. But then I can listen to like Taking Back Sunday, which I know is like not any better. And I'm like, I'm bopping to it. I'm loving it.
It's a very individual experience.
Yeah, nostalgia and stuff like that. Because like I saw them live and they were really good live. And so I was like, oh, I have that experience tied to it. But to kind of loop it into the song we chose for this week, this is like one of those songs where I will admit, I'm not really the target audience. I'm not a solo female pop star, enthusiast, but like, and I don't relate to these lyrics really at all, but the music is so good that I don't care. And I love the song. And I think it is just so much fun. I love it.
What song is that?
That song is Hallucinate by Dua Lipa.
When you said that we are going to be listening to a Dua Lipa song, I was skeptical because there's one song right now off that same record that is everywhere. Like, you know, every single...
Which song, if I may ask?
Levitating.
Because they're going through that lawsuit too, as well.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I mean, I like that song as well. I just think Hallucinate's probably my favorite. I mean, it's a short record. It's like, 10, 11 tracks. It's not that long.
Yeah. But what I was saying was that song is just, it's not as fun to me as this one. And so like, and also I think it's just like once you hear something so often, you don't want to listen to it for enjoyment.
Like wears you down.
Yeah. So anyway, that just goes to the point of I was skeptical when you mentioned Dua Lipa, but then I listened to the song, and immediately my head just starts bobbing.
Right, it's good. It's so good.
And you're like, oh, this makes my heart like. This gives like it shoots endorphins like straight into my bloodstream.
It's like it's so you just want to get up and go, you know.
Yeah. And I'm not like a dancer, but it makes you want to kind of like...
It makes you want to dance. I'm not gonna say, like, I'm not saying she's like a polarizing figure, but like, she's not someone I would seek out. Shockingly, she popped up on my Discover Weekly, and I think it was, if I remember correctly...
I don't know about you, but that's rare for me.
The song was Don't Start Now, so it wasn't Hallucinate. But I was like, this song's pretty good. And then, like, I just looked more into her stuff, and Hallucinate's pretty popular. Pretty good amount of listens on Spotify. So I was like, all right, let's see what this is about. And I was like, whoa, this is really good.
Yeah. I mean, it's really good.
Yeah.
And it's just fun.
It's a bop. It's just so much fun.
That's a really rare thing for me, at least for my Discover Weekly. I mean, it took me like several years to get out of the synthwave like only recommendations.
Dude, sometimes I'll get fucking crazy shit. Like a couple weeks ago, I got Japanese noise rock, and it's just like I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I've been getting more and more non-English songs too, which I've thought was interesting.
I mean, personally, I'm liking it. Like this week, there's a Boris song. There's a song by a band called Chat Pile, and it's called The Dallas Beltway. The name of the record is Remove Your Skin, Please. But it's, Discover Weekly's been pretty good to me, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Mine lately has been very, very good.
I usually pick about 4 songs that I'm like, I fucking vibe with this, and throw it on the playlist. So, I mean, I would say this is pretty typical song structure: verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, done.
Yeah, it's a very comfortable song.
Dude, no cap. She came to Dallas pretty recently. I think it was about a month ago. I almost got tickets. Like, I would love to see this song live.
Yeah, just for this, like, if it was just for this song, that'd be worth it.
Because the choreography is going to be good for this song. And explosions and stuff, it's got to be. It's just a really good dance song, and I think it incorporates a lot of cool, like, disco. In like 2000s, like, would it be house? Would you say that's house music? It just incorporates so many good sounds and beats. it makes like it just every time I hear it, like if I hear it in my car, I'm totally like dancing to it. It's so good.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about that. What do the lyrics mean to you?
I honestly think to me, it just kind of is someone who's so madly in love with someone.
Yeah, it's that this song are the flutters in your stomach when you like first meet someone that you want to.
Right. It's that honeymoon phase when you first start dating someone, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lyrics kind of like obviously say it in a way, but the beat complements it, I guess is a better way to put it.
Right. To me, I would probably equate it to someone who's in love, and especially like they're in the honeymoon phase with this person that they're infatuated with, because we want to go off that idea. The song's not that long. It's what, 3.5 minutes maybe at best.
Yeah, something which can be long for songs now.
This might be like a stretch, or my critical thinking is like way out of whack. But to me, like the honeymoon phase can go pretty quickly when you're dating someone. And to me, like that song goes fast. It can go fast like that. And then when it's over, it's like, oh, I want that again. You know, when the honeymoon phase is over, you're kind of like, oh, crap. Can we just go back to that? Can we just listen to that song again? That's kind of how I see it.
No, I'm in total agreement with you.
Because it kind of ends like on beaten and it's done. It doesn't fade out or anything. It's just kind of done.
It's swift. Mm-hmm. Kicks you in the stomach.
Yeah. Is that a stretch? Would you think that's a stretch?
No, I don't think so, because it invokes those feelings that you get in a very succinct way, might I add. Put you in my Hall of Fame, middle of the wall. Yeah, you're my one, my favorite, my ride or die.
Like that is someone in the honeymoon phase, you know?
Breathe you into like hallucinate. Like when you first start dating someone, they don't smell like you. They have a.
You're used to you like their pheromones. If we're getting to like super scientific, it's just, I don't know. It's a bop, dude. I love this song.
Yeah. That's really all I have to say about it. Is it's boppy, makes me feel good, and I enjoy that. You know, I think being so disconnected as I am from the music scene now versus like when I was in college and in high school, you know, as a kid, I feel like you're more connected into the music world and what's popular and what's not and all that. And now I don't listen to radio. I don't go out as much, so it's harder for things to be overplayed for me. So I just recognize things as enjoyable or not enjoyable without any of the connection.
Oh, high school me would not have been listening to this. High school me would be like, oh, this is beneath me. I'm not going to listen to this. I'm a fool.
Yeah, thinking you have the best taste, and anyone who listens to otherwise is wrong. Yeah, this song's great. So do you have a pick? So every week we take a pick and we connect, where we take the song and connect it to something that coincides with the song.
Right.
So whether it's emotionally or tonally. I don't have a pick yet, but I'm like bouncing between 2 or 3.
I do not have a pick either. There's a couple that are coming to mind as I'm thinking about it.
I was hoping you would have a pick so that I could like decide between.
I have nothing, dude. Because I mean, I'm thinking of like romantic comedies, but not a lot of them are like infatuation, you know? At least the ones like I see more than once, you know?
So the one that I'm thinking of, but I'm a little unsure of, is because it fits most of the boxes. It checks most of the boxes.
Uh-huh.
But I think the energy might be different.
Right.
So I'm trying to see if I want to choose something where, you know, the lyrics and everything fit more closely than the actual energy of the song, and more so the feelings that the song gives you instead of matching the energy of the song.
I'm trying to like go more off the lyrics, you know? Because, you know, like everyone's got to, you know, if you date anyone, you're going to go through the honeymoon phase. You're going to have that infatuation with someone.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So where's your mind at? What?
Well, okay. we're gonna go. I think I have a choice.
Okay.
But it's more off the idea that it's kind of a honeymoon phase in a sense, but it's not romantic. It's a movie. This is gonna be a movie. I'm gonna do a movie. This is a movie about a kid, about a high schooler who skips class. Do you have an idea what I'm talking about?
I think so.
I'm talking about 1986's Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
It's getting pretty tough coming up with new illnesses. It's a little childish, but then so is high school.
Annie, you're not going to school like this.
Call if you need us.
They bought it. How could I possibly
So,
be expected to handle...
You're probably thinking, how the fuck is he going to spin this? So,
It's a good pick.
dude, I love that movie, by the way. Love that movie. I remember watching that movie as a kid, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I want to skip class and go to the museums. And so, I mean, if anyone listening who hasn't seen the movie, it's based off this guy named Ferris Bueller who just wants to skip class for the day. He's just tired of going to school, going to high school, and he's like, I just want to skip class. And him and two of his friends go skip class, and they go, I want to say they go into Chicago. And they go to like landmarks like the Sears Tower. They go to the Art Institute. It's a classic movie, John Hughes. It's just really fun. It's just a lot of fun. So how I relate that to...
Very popular movie.
It's a very popular movie. So how I relate that to Hallucinate is... Hallucinate to me can feel like a honeymoon phase. And a honeymoon phase might not necessarily be an infatuation with another person in a short period of time before like your real personalities come out. I guess a honeymoon is like a trip. It's a short trip, or it's a set amount of time on a trip with a partner. You know, you could argue that honeymoon might just be, well, I mean, honeymoon is really related to like kind of marriage. But if I want to spin it in a more generalized term, I guess like a short period of time that can be considered high endorphins, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm going to cut that out. But yeah, like high energy, not high energy, but like a lot of endorphins. It's just a lot of fun. You don't want it to end.
Yeah.
And that's what this movie is. It's a short period of time of these high schoolers having a good time in Chicago. Just for a short period of time. And just like the song, it just ends. Literally, Ferris Bueller goes, "What are you doing here? It's over. Go home." You know, he ends it like that.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.
So what Ferris Bueller kind of experiences with it's with Sloane and Cameron. Sloane is his girlfriend and Cameron is his best friend. What they experience is like this little honeymoon phase where they get to just enjoy the day, not think about school, not think about exams, not think about homework, not think about college applications, stuff like that. So it's just a fun little amount of time for them to kind of just enjoy being a kid and enjoy life. So I think that's going to be my choice. I think I'm going to go with Ferris Bueller's. It's not a lovey movie at all. It's not romantic.
Fantastic pick.
I don't know. It's the first thing that came to mind.
The tone perfectly suits. The tone perfectly fits.
Because it's that movie is literally just tons of fun. Every time they take the Ferrari to valet and they play that scene where those guys are joyriding through Chicago, I lose my shit every time. I like laugh my ass off. It's so good. But that's going to be my choice. I think I'm going to go with that.
That's a fantastic pick.
You know what I really like about this show is I get to like really like put my critical thinking to the test. Try to like defend my picks.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what you do in...
It's what we did in film school.
Yeah.
But like it was more stressful. And the movie, from what I remember, the movie's short. It's not that long. It's like, what, 90 minutes maybe?
Yeah, it's probably 90 minutes.
It goes by so quick. It's like one of those things where it's like, man, it's over? That was so much fun. Let's do it again.
So I'm still not clear on exactly what I want.
Womp womp.
And I keep going back and forth between more tonally matching or not. And I'm just going to say, fuck it. Because you got the tone perfectly with your pick. So I'm going to go more for the feelings.
Ooh, the love and shit?
The love and shit. And I'm going to pick one of, if not the all-time best romance film on the planet, in my opinion. I absolutely adore this movie. I believe that this movie knows what true love feels like. And it's...
What are you going to pick? Sorry, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, I want to explain it a little more. So the lyrics for Hallucinate talk about being deeply, deeply in love with this person, so much so that you hallucinate. Yes, it might be a little surface level. But I don't believe that it is. Because it perfectly invokes that particular emotion in the same way that this film perfectly invokes a deep love. This film was made in 1980. It was directed by Janot Zwark. If I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. With a screenplay by Richard Matheson. It was based on a book called Bid Time Return by Richard Matheson. So, screenwriter also wrote the book. It is starring Christopher Reeve, Jane Seymour, Christopher Plummer, and Teresa Wright. It is the American romantic fantasy drama film from Universal Pictures called Somewhere in Time.
Come back to me.
Richard Collier is about to begin an incredible journey into another realm, another lifetime, in search of the love he could never find in this one.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh, it's so amazing. I love it. I really, this was the movie that when I was dating, before I started dating Lauren, I was a lot more, or when I started dating Lauren, I was a lot more closed-minded about what movies were good.
Yeah.
I just thought I wasn't a big romance guy. It was dumb, whatever. Young kid shit. And then she showed me this movie and it completely just
flipped your script.
Yeah. It's just a sweet movie. And it's tonally, it doesn't really match at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because this movie is kind of somber.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that feeling. And that's what I'm going.
It's like the unrequited love kind of thing.
Yeah. It's that feeling. And it's a special movie for me. Because it opened my mind in that way.
I get that, man. I like your pick in a sense, too, that, Hallucinate, it's like our mind being altered in a sense, and, he's going back in time, and, so his mind's going through a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and, the movie starts with, he's, doing something. He's a teacher or something. I haven't watched it in a minute.
Uh-huh.
He's a playwright.
Okay.
And he's working with people. And there's someone sitting in the seats, an old lady.
Okay.
And she, at the end of one of his sessions or whatever, working with actors, I guess, I don't know. She comes up to him and hands him this, I believe it's a watch. And she says, "Come back to me." He discovers that he was in the past.
So what?
He starts trying to figure out how to get to the past because he obviously wasn't. And so, yeah, it has those kinds of...
time travel. That's really cool.
sci-fi type elements. It's a very good movie.
I'll have to check it out.
I actually just got an original one sheet for it. I just won an auction.
Nice.
For one of the original one sheets of that. And I got it for a steal.
Rest in peace, Christopher Reeve, man. He was the best.
Fantastic actor. Very handsome man.
Yep.
Jane Seymour is beautiful.
Yep. Well, I've never seen that movie, but I think that's a good choice. I think that fits perfectly.
Not many people... Usually when I bring it up, I feel like people don't recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
But when people do, I get really excited because I just like knowing that people have experienced that wonderful little movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Here's a fun little tidbit that ties it even more into the song.
Go for it.
It's actually a difference. So technically not the same, but still the same. The difference between the movie and the novel. So in the novel, the main character dying from a brain tumor, and he knows it, but it raises the possibility that the whole time traveling experience was merely a series of hallucinations brought on by the tumor.
Oh, wow. That really does kind of like bleed into it.
I swear to you, like, you watch this movie, and at the end of the movie, you're going to be crying, and you're going to be like, love is real.
I doubt it. Nah, probably. I'll probably believe it.
So yeah, those are our picks for Nate's song pick of Hallucinate by Dua Lipa.
We had our choices were good. We had some really good choices. So, good job.
Yours was
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Mine was
Somewhere in Time.
Two very different picks.
But both work perfectly.
And you know what? Anyone who says it doesn't work can just give us their pick.
Yeah.
Because
oops.
Or they can fuck off.
Yeah, or they
either
can
way.
Nah, if you have a different pick, hit us up. Let us know.
On Twitter at Sound Crusaders. Or Sound Crusader? What's our Twitter?
At Sound Crusaders, yeah. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter at Sound Crusaders, and also follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Soundscape Crusaders. Until next time, hold on to your butts.